Welcome back to another Spirit Island tier list, everybody. So today we're going to be doing scenarios, and I know that scenarios aren't everyone's favorite, and there's some players that don't like them at all. I think they're actually pretty cool, and there's some of them that are just awesome, awesome to play, which would be S tier, and then some of them that are just a pain, which would be F. So I don't think you can mix these with everything, but often they will add to the game. Slash, if you've just played a bunch, they give you a fresh take. So here we go. So the first one is Blitz, and I'm just gonna give a quick rundown on each of these. Blitz essentially just makes the game a lot faster. You get energy for fast card plays, and all your slow card plays are fast, but they also do some more exploring at the beginning of the game. So there's a couple other rules, but Blitz, I think, absolutely is S tier. It doesn't mean you should play it all the time. There was one time I was playing with, I think maybe four or six people, and we played, I set up for Blitz, and then I think France, which is the one that has the certain number of towns they can have, and then when I set up for it, I was like, oh wait, I think we lose unless we can stop them immediately, and then we lost instantly. So that was a bad call. So make sure you know how you're using it, but it's a very good adversary, or a very good scenario. Guard the Isle's Heart. This one is actually pretty simple, which I appreciate. I think you can get somewhat unlucky with this one. Yeah, I think this one's just gonna go in. No, there's some cool things about this one. I think we're gonna put this one in A. It doesn't make the game horrible. It's a little bit interesting. Okay, varied terrains. This is probably my favorite one. I'm glad that Spirit Island doesn't use this literally every single time, because I'm sure it would get old, but I think that it's just so cool. Love the art as well, by the way. Essentially, each of the different 4 terrains does something different, which I think is so thematic and so cool. For example, Blight in Sands always cascades. It's just so cool. So the difficulty numbers are always here. Both of these were 0. This one is 2. I disagree. I think this makes the game actually significantly harder. Yeah, it's just crazy. After invaders build 1 or more city in the jungle, add 1 blight there. These are just crazy. It makes it way harder than just 2, in my opinion. But I think it's so cool. This one is going to be S tier as well. Okay, the Great River. The Great River is level 3 difficulty. I find this one to be very confusing. It's probably not, like, if I sat down and did it over and over and over again, I could probably figure it out. I've played it and I've made it work, and I've played it on the app where it automates all the stuff for you. But man, this one just feels like a pain, and it's not very enjoyable. So this one's gonna go right to F. Ward the Shores. This one is another level 2. This one, I really just feel like messes up the entire game, because you have to ward the shores, and you have to, I believe, you have to play a power card face down to do this thing, and it's kind of just a pain because you don't get the elements, so it stops you from doing whatever you're trying to do. It makes playing major power cards a lot harder, and it can be a little bit cool, I guess, maybe, but this one, I think I'm going to put in F as well. I would definitely not ever choose to play either of those. Okay, Power is Long Forgotten. This one is pretty cool. There's essentially, I believe this one has just a bunch of treasure markers, I believe, and the invaders are trying to find them, I believe, by getting maybe 2 invaders. Then they search, And then if you get 3 or more Dahan, then you search. And you can get these random things. So this says 1 asterisk, so it could be significantly harder, significantly easier. I would say that this one belongs in B. It's much easier for them to do stuff than it is for you. But some of the effects are just really, really cool. So because it's harder, because it normally makes the game a lot harder, I would say it would be lower. But because it makes the game very interesting, especially if you have the Honda movement, I believe it just belongs in B. Yeah, this one's so good. Yeah, this one's so good. Okay, Elemental Invocation. Yeah, this one was really weird. We did this one a few times, and it was slightly helpful. But it wasn't game-changing. I'm sure there are spirits that this would be insanely helpful with. Yeah, it's pretty solid. It's very interesting. Yeah, there's certain ones that this would just be incredible with. In general, I feel like it just complicates things. But it could be helpful. But you also need a bunch of energy to be able to do it, if I remember correctly. So I think we're going to put that one in C. For me, it's important, kind of with every adversary and with every scenario, to be able to look at the card, understand how it works, and then to move on and enjoy playing the game more than remembering the rules. That's my opinion. A diversity of spirits. This is essentially the one where you can't speak in any language that everybody has, and you have to figure out how to communicate as it goes on, depending on the placement of your presence, all that stuff. This is just not something I enjoy. I'm not a big role player or anything like that, so this one's going to go to F. I'm sure it's great for some people. Destiny Unfolds. Let's see. How does this one work? Yeah, this one is interesting. I think we're going to put this in B. I haven't played this one a ton, but I do think it's interesting. And it could be a little bit creative. Let me just look at this one just a little more. Yeah, I don't know. I think that's kind of interesting. Essentially, you get to do some of the mechanics that are similar to Starlight from my memory. So, it's kind of cool. Rituals of Terror. Yeah, this one is a level 3 difficulty. This one's just a very weird one. I would say I would put this one in C as well. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's definitely not my favorite. And it doesn't work for every spirit. There's even some spirits it works horribly well for. Rituals of Destroying Flame. So many rituals. This one is level 3 as well. Yeah, this one just makes the game tough. This one makes the game tough. And I would say not massively enjoyable. So we're going to go with C. These ones that are a little bit higher level, I at least appreciate for the difficulty. Dahan Insurrection. I believe this is one of the original ones. Essentially, I believe that you can do damage based on Dahan when they move. So that makes moving Dahan incredibly powerful. Yeah, this one, honestly, it's hard. But your victory conditions are easier. You have an additional loss condition, but it's pretty unlikely. But you have an additional way to lose. So I think this one's really interesting. I would actually put this one in A. because I feel like it's a very thematic, weird way to play, but I think it's kind of cool. Okay, Surge of Colonization. Yeah, this is a weird one. This is a weird one. It's either 2 harder or 7 harder, which is just crazy. But I actually think that it's really cool. Again, it's one that I don't think is the I don't think that this is something that should be used in every game, but actually it is a pretty cool effect from my memory. Yeah, it's just so cool. So this one's gonna go to A. It's just very cool. I don't know what I'm saying. Second wave. This is even all. Okay, so from what I understand, even the people that really don't like scenarios enjoy playing with this scenario, which I understand why. I've played this one a good amount on the app. I don't think I've ever done this one in person. But essentially, after you play, let's say we play Prussia, we can reset the same board with different spirits and some different setup requirements. And essentially, we can do it over and over and over and over and over again. It's wave 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Just crazy. Yeah, so it's pretty cool. I've done this one a decent amount, and I really do think it's a pretty cool way to be able to play. You can't reuse any of the same spirits as my memory, but pretty cool. I would say that this one is S tier as well, especially just from the fact that once you finish a game, maybe you could play this afterwards. Just pretty cool. Okay, Despicable Theft. My memory of this is that certain explorers, let's see. Okay. Yeah, okay. So essentially land number 6 or higher gets thieves when it's explored into. And the thieves are trying to escape out of the coast to steal treasure, essentially. And your job is to destroy them. Kind of cool. I actually think this one is kind of creative. I think this one's going to belong in B. It's not one that I would want to play all the time, but I do think it's pretty cool. So that is my tier list. Thanks for watching, everybody.